Well, hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Rainy, and today we are going to film a floss tube. As you may notice, I have been doing Vlogmas on my channel lately, and it's been a combination of reading and stitching. And on my last Vlogmas episode, because I've just been doing them like sporadically, not every day, but on my last Vlogmas, I left you with a cliffhanger, and I had a finish on or I was close to a finish on my Jane Eyre portrait piece, and I left you without the finished product. So today we are going to film my monthly FlossTube update. Plus, we're going to talk about my plans for stitching in 2024. So let's just get right into it because this could be a long video. If you notice, I'm still getting over a cold. Like every time I start talking a lot, I just start coughing, and it's just like a tickle in my throat. But it's lasted weeks and I'm getting irritated about it, but whatever. Not much I can do. So I have notes in my planner. So let's see if I can keep us on track because I have a lot to talk to you about today. I have my finish, like I told you, which I'm stalling, but I'll show it here in a minute. I have a couple whips to show you. I have some happy mail, and I have my plans for the next year. So let's get into it. Okay, so I won't make you wait any longer, but I had my last full coverage finish of 2023 just the other day, and I have ironed it. I did not wash it yet because I think I'm going to wait until after Christmas to get it FFO'd, but I ironed it for you so that you can see it in all its glory. So here we go. Here is Jane Eyre Portrait by Mrs. Pagodi Art on Etsy. It is done on 14 count Aida with 2 strands over one because it's Aida. And yeah, it has taken me since this October 1st of 2021 to finish this. And it's really not that big. I mean, it's a full coverage piece, but it's not anywhere near as big as Heaven and Earth Designs say. Plus I did it on 14 count, so even though it looks big, there's not nearly as many stitches. But my hang up was that I had gotten really into Pattern Keeper, and and this one didn't fit well into Pattern Keeper, so I basically had to do paper chart for this, and that just was like, I like to count my stitches, so that was just bogging me down. So it took me a very, very long, way longer than it should have, time to finish this, but I am so glad that it is done. Yay. And it will go alongside its sister project, Alice and the Flamingos, also by Mrs. Pagodi Art. I'll put a picture up in front of my face so that you can see vaguely what they will look like side by side. And I am really happy that this is done. And like I said, I probably will wait until after Christmas to get the mat for it from Michael's to put it in the frame, because my Michael's, well, just basically too, because it's Christmas and I just figured they'll get backed up, and all I need is a mat, so I'm not really in any big hurry for it. And also, I'm gonna put this down. But also, my Michael's has had a sign out in front of their store for many moons looking for help, and one of their help wanted things is a framer. So I just figured they are probably overwhelmed at the moment. If they're looking for a framer, they probably are short-staffed in the framing department. So just for like a little mat, well, it's not a little mat. Oh, ha, it's right there. I was covering it up, but I'm going to get a mat the same as Alice's mat and just stick it in the frame that is right there. So yeah, that's all I need. So I just figured I'll just wait until like January, middle of January, when hopefully all the rush of Christmas stuff is done, because they don't need the extra stress. And plus, if I buy a mat and they're stressed or the person is new, it might be wrong, and I don't want that. Oh, and the other question I had for you is I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out how to block Jane so that it will be straight, because here's my issue. Okay, so see, that is the, what am I doing? This is the frame that I will be putting Jane in. As you can see, there's already a piece of cardboard on the back, because it is like a flip out jewelry box. So this is what came behind it. And there used to be mat board with like 4x6 picture cutouts in it. So you could put multiple pictures in it. I had taken that out, but that board is what, covers up the jewelry box part. And it has the closures to like hold it in to the frame behind it. So my problem is that like with all this extra fabric around it, it's hard to block it so that like I know that the lines are straight, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't want to cut the extra fabric off because I have so much of this, but I don't have enough to like wrap it. Plus it needs to kind of be flush. So what I did with Jane is basically I just taped it. I know, shock horror, with like masking tape, onto the cardboard. But I know it's not terribly straight. So what I'm thinking of doing is cutting a piece of mat board the size that I need and like kind of doing like a sock blocker where I like basically block it and put it around that mat board. But then once it is dried and it's straight, then I can iron it again and put it in there. Do you think that would work? Does that even make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because I just feel like it's going to be kind of difficult for me to figure out how to frame it or to block it to where all the sides are straight, because I can even tell just looking at Jane right now that it's kind of wonky on the fabric. So I do need to straighten it out, but I just wasn't sure the greatest way to do that. So what do you think of that idea? Just cutting a mat board as if I was going to frame it on that mat board and just wrapping it and making sure that it's straight. And then as it kind of dries, once it's dry, taking it off of there and flattening it out so that I can pin it or masking tape it to the board. So yeah, let me know. Okay, so next we'll go into my whips category. And on my last FlossTube, I had talked about the fact that I was enjoying kind of being not monogamous, but having less projects in a month to focus on. So I decided to give myself a focus piece. And in my last FlossTube, which was the beginning of November, I said that my focus project for the rest of November was going to be Anne of Green Gables by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I had cropped it so that a lot of the tree was done. And let me see here. I have notes, like I said. Let me find my... So, at the end of October, which would have been, shortly before I filmed, I was at 3.3% on Anne of Green Gables, the the crop that I did. It says in Pattern Keeper that I'm at like 27% done. I'm not. That's just how I did it to crop it, was just, act as though I had finished most of the tree, but I didn't. So I was technically at 3.31% at the end of October. And I'll put a picture up somewhere of where it was when you last saw it. And here it is now. I am now at 5.47%, so almost at 5.5%. And as you can tell, it is the top of the green gabled house. There was a lot of ecru and some white towards the end of November, which was not fun, but there's a lot more of it, so I better get used to it. But there was a lot of green too, so and I'm thinking that I am going, well, obviously I did start going down, and I think that's what I'm going to do is travel down. This is the length of the whole first page, or the width of the whole first page. So I'm going to travel down, try to get the first page done. And I don't know when, whenever it comes up in my next rotation. But yeah, I want to get to Anne and Gilbert. So I would rather go down than across, because that's just even more green. So it's going to be green for a while, but hey, whatever. I had started this one for my birthday in May. I called it Turn 40 New Leaves Sal, because I turned 40. I figured turning the pages, turning the leaves of a book was appropriate, because I'm a reader and it's Anne of Green Gables, and leaves are green. So in December, I decided that my focus was going to be to get Jane done, which I did, and to focus on Mini Nativity by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Donna Gelsinger. I am doing this project on 22 count Ada Hardinger, one strand over one square. And at the time, let's see, do I have where I was? At the end of October, so beginning of November, I was at 1.35%, and I will put here where it was at that 1.35%, and this is where I am as of today. So now I am at, did I write it down? 2.32%. So I did pretty much another percent, and it looks like, it's a lot bigger. So after just one more percent, so that's pretty cool. This, I told you, is 22 count 1/1. I started it on July 24th of this year for Christmas in July. And yeah, this is where we are. I'm starting to get more into the blues. I just yesterday got the width of the page. So I think what I want to do is just work my way down now, because if I work down, I will get into one of the wise men. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that just so I have some variety, because right now it's just been a lot of blues and greens and grays. So might be nice to get some people in there. So, but yeah, I'm thinking it's looking very nice. I always like showing these in videos because it looks way better than it looks like when I look at it up close. So you can definitely tell that's a palm tree. So even though I'm assuming it is a mini, so I'm assuming it won't be quite as clear as, some of them that are not minis, because I've heard that about minis, that they're just not as defined. Really, that doesn't interest me, or it doesn't bother me, because I'm really not interested in not finishing things. So if I can do a few minis here and there and just get them done and be happy with the product, I'm fine. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I have been working towards making a master set of DMC. I'm almost done with that. I probably have to make like one more 1, 2, 3 stitch order. I was trying to do it all from my local Michaels, but sometimes they just don't have, and like they don't restock their floss, and it gets frustrating to me. So the last time they didn't have like one of the flosses I needed for like, I don't know, it seemed like a month and a half. I was just like, I'm just making a 1, 2, 3 stitch order. So I may go back to my Michaels at some point and try to make, get the rest of that floss from my local Michaels, but we'll see how frustrated I get. But anyway, I've been working on a master set of DMC, and I was thinking like, oh, I'll just work on my full coverage projects when I'm home. No big deal. I'll just pull it as I go. Well, that got annoying real fast. So I decided I still want to kit up my full coverage projects, but here's what I'm doing. Hold on, I gotta open this and it's gonna make noise, so I'm gonna pause. I got some what are these called? Floss cards on Amazon. And I don't love this system because, as you can see, it's real messy. But what I'm doing is I wrote down the numbers for mini nativity, and I'm just taking one or two strands, short strands of floss for each color. Oh, obviously I did not put the 310 there, but I have a cone of 310, so I just was lazy and didn't want to snip some off. But I did as much as I had, went through my stash that I have and pulled one or two strands of floss and kitted up mini nativity. So now it's relatively, I mean, it's still, like I said, it's messy. I'm gonna find a ring to put this on, but it's flat-ish. And I just put it in a bag like this and take it with me in my projects, and I can stitch on my heids at work on my breaks, or when I go to my parents' house, or something like that. I just can have a haid on the go, which is nice. And before, when I thought like, oh yeah, I can just stitch on my heids at home, I don't want to just work on them when I'm at home and I can just pull flosses as I go. Because number one, that's a pain, because I'll have to take a picture maybe of how I'm storing these, but it's probably not the best way, but it's the only way I can think of doing it. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But I am using floss away bags, and so I just got shoe boxes to put them in. So they are in my ottoman in my living room, and I just pull them all out and put them on my couch. But then, so like if I would need a new color of floss after like one or two stitches, I would need to get up, go get the floss, get out a strand, put it back, blah blah blah. It was just getting to be too much. So this is how I'm solving that problem, and so far it is working great, even though it's messy and driving me nuts. But if you have any ideas for this too, let me know. I thought about braiding them, but that seemed like a pain in the butt. So I really don't know how to keep it from being like this, but I might just have to deal with it. And that's a small price to pay for it being way more convenient. So yeah, that's how that's going to be. So then my other new start, I started for the Jingle Ball that is hosted by Lindy Stitches, Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, and 11 other cross-stitch designers in the first weekend of December. And I had participated for the first time last year. I don't know if I was just sick or in a bad mood or what, but I just didn't participate as fully as I should have last year. So I was determined to make myself presentable and go on some stitching tables, which I'm so glad I did, because I got to stitch with my friend Kim from Contented Needleworker Kim for like the first time, or we were like, live and in person seeing each other. And I got to stitch with my friends Sarah and Mandy, and then meet some other stitchers too in those tables. So that was really nice. But my start for that, I wanted to start a Lindy Stitches pattern since I used to stitch her a lot, and then I got sucked into the full coverage thing and haven't really stitched many smaller patterns lately. So I wanted to pull out a Lindy Stitches pattern. So I decided to pick up Sugar Plum Dreams by Lindy Stitches. And this is I think it is still a freebie on her website. But it was at the time that I got it. And that horse is going to be a beast, but, but, you know, I'm not in any hurry to finish it, but, I just wanted to start one of her patterns, and I had this and it was Christmassy. So I was like, hey, I'm doing it. So that's the pattern. And this is how far I got. So this is part of the neck and the ribbon that is around the neck. So I didn't get super far because it was a little bit more counting while I was trying to interact with people than I anticipated, but I don't think there's any mistakes at the present time. So yeah, I'm just gonna pluck away with this for the rest of December. Now that I'm done with Jane, I only have Nativity and this pattern on the docket for the rest of the month for my stitching, and then I'm doing a little bit of gift knitting just for one person, so I'm not showing it here. But and I put aside my Faucette pattern, my Faucette sweater for the month, for the rest of the year, because I needed to do some gift knitting and just decide. And I didn't get it done, my Faucette, by Thanksgiving. So I was like, you know what, as long as I get it done where I still can be wearing it for sweater weather, then it's fine. So I'm on to the body of that, and I didn't bring it up, but I'm on to the body of that. So once I get back into it, it shouldn't take real long. So yeah, those are my current whips. I forgot to say, because usually everything I show you is just on 22 count white Aida, but this is on 18 count Bee Stitch Me Aida in the colorway Rainy Day, appropriate. And this was a gift by my friend Mandy from Coffee and Stitches with Mandy and Mandy Pinecone on Instagram. So yeah, I forgot to tell you that, but I was looking for fabric to do this piece, and I forgot that I even had this, and I was looking and I found it. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So yay, I'm glad I have a cool pattern to stitch on this lovely fabric. So yay, thank you, Mandy. Oh, so talking about that fabric that was a gift from my friend Mandy segues me nicely onto my Happy Mail portion of the program, because while I don't think I bought anything this month, because actually I didn't buy anything at the Jingle Ball, but I got a bunch of the freebies, but I forgot to pull them out, what I got. So, but I got a bunch of the freebies, but actually didn't buy anything. I was pretty proud of myself. But anyway, I have been gifted some lovely items in the last few weeks. So I wanted to show them and publicly thank my friends for sending them to me. So my first gift that I was given was randomly sent to me by my friend Leanne from Small Town Stitches. And everybody I talk about who has a channel will be linked below. But Leanne from Small Town Stitches just randomly sent me a pattern from my wish list on Heaven and Earth Designs. And she sent me Wine Country Escape. And that is by, checking my notes, the artwork is by Amy Stewart. And I just love this so much. I am thinking of making this my birthday start for 2024, maybe, because I love wine, and it's a very like springy, summery type scene in my mind. So, so yeah, I'm thinking it's my birthday start. I can hold off until May to start this. And I'm thinking when I do start it, I'm going to start in the lower left-hand corner because there are some roses there, and I would rather probably do that than just stitching sky for the next year. So I think if I start in the bottom corner this time, that will give me more variety sooner. That's my plan anyway. So then I was contacted by my friend Becky on Instagram. I didn't ask her if I could link her. I don't know if I can actually link Instagram accounts, but I didn't know if I could actually put her Instagram down in the description box. So I will ask her, and if she says yes, I will put it down below. But she is a cross stitcher, and she was destashing some of her stash, and she sent a bunch of it to me, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. And when I got it, it was a lot of stuff. So let me try to show it to you all really quick. So first thing she sent me is a book, because she also knows I'm a reader, and it's called These Is My Words, The Diary of Sarah Agnes Prine, and from the Arizona territories. So this, I guess, sounds like historical nonfiction, I would think, maybe? I don't know. Obviously it is because, well, I don't know if that's obvious, but she sent me a pattern of These Is My Words by that same person, Sarah Agnes Prine. So that's so fun. And it's by Little House Needleworks. And I shouldn't say I've never done a sampler, but I think the only sampler that I've technically ever done is a Lindy Stitches sampler. So it's a little different than a historical sampler. But this gives me very Little House on the Prairie vibes, so I'm here for it. So I don't know when I'll get to this, but I'm definitely going to try to read this book in the near future. So thank you, Becky. Well, let's see, what else did she get me? Lots of stuff. Oh, okay, so first of all, I got to show you this. She sent me this beautiful bag. She did not make this. Let's see, is it me? I don't know. She said that she thought that the bag maker was on some information, but I haven't found it yet. So, but anyway, look how pretty this is. I think it's even got like embroidery on the inside. So pretty. She just said that she's had this for a while and she wasn't using it, so she was going to send it to me. So I know the perfect project to put into this Anne of Green Gables. I haven't done it yet just because I wanted to show it to you. But yeah, Anne is going in here pronto. So yay, this is so pretty. Then she sent me this teeny tiny little hoop, one of those like flexi ones that I can use for a finish. So yay. Some Forbidden Fiber Company fabric. Bells on Bobtails, it's called. And it is Ada Zweigart 16 count. So yay, perfect. I love 16 count. 16 and 18 count Ada for like non-full coverage projects is my jam. And then she sent me a fully kitted up pattern by Plum Street Samplers. Well, I don't know if it's fully kitted up, but like I can see the, did she give me? I should have pulled this out, sorry. Oh, it's classic Colorworks. Ooh, it's even fancy floss. So yeah, I think it is fully kitted up. So yay! Cardinal Kin is the one she got. She gave me Cardinal Kin 2. Oh no, this is just, okay, this is the same. So Cardinal Kin 2, I believe, is what is in here. So, oh no, both of them are. Cardinal Kin and Cardinal Kin 2, it says on the back. So I think this is so cute. I've been loving this pattern, and I've never stitched a Plum Street before. So I am into it. I am totally going to stitch this. Hopefully next year. Maybe I can get it finished by Christmas next year. Not this year. Next year. And she sent me The Bookstore by Country Cottage Needleworks. My friend Mandy has sent me a few of these patterns too, so I need to get on that because they're super cute. And this is, oh, I should say, this is the bookstore. So yay. Saltbox Scriptures by Little House Needleworks. Those are really cute. Faith, which I've seen being stitched before, or Have Faith by, oh, Cottage Gardens. Cottage Gardens. So thank you. That's so pretty. I love that. My parents have a blue, is this a blue jay? Yeah, a blue jay. A couple of blue jays in their backyard bird feeder. And I love to watch them, even though I say that they're jerks. Because they're kind of like, they chase away all the other birds. And they're big. So I'm always like, blue jays are jerks, but I still think they're pretty. And then she sent me a prairie schooler. Still life. And these are these are a bunch of little patterns. So that's exciting. Oh, I could do this on black fabric. Oh, I don't know if she remembered me saying that I was going to do this, but I started doing a bunch of smalls on black fabric for like Thanksgiving and Halloween. And I kind of lost steam with this, but oh, this would be perfect. I'm doing it. And then I love this so much. I'm so excited. This is the Stitcher Hood. Simply Divine Cross Stitch. Quaker Flag. This is so pretty. I'm doing it. What? When am I going to do all these? I don't know. And then this one. Let's go to church by Imaginating. So that's pretty. I like that. When it's a big pattern. Ooh, okay. Oh no, there's another one in here. Oh gosh. Good gravy. A Jane Austen pattern. Look how pretty that is. Tenderness of Heart. There is no charm equal to Tenderness of Heart by Jane Austen. Who's this by? Oh, Twin Peaks. This is Twin Peaks Primitive. Oh, man. I'm getting so many patterns from people that I've always heard about and never stitched anything from them. So I guess I'm going to have to not be so much into my full coverage game next year. Oh, another Prairie Schooler Christmas designs. This is Nordic Holiday. Those are really cool. I love those a lot. Oh, and then there's another one that I can't really show you because it is just a pattern, but it is a Give Thanks pattern. So it'll be good for the Thanksgiving season, and it is like religious themed, but I can't show it to you because it's just a chart. But geez Louise, thank you, Becky. That was so nice of you. So many things, so little time to stitch. I need to be retired. Can I retire early? Sheesh. I just want to stitch and read and knit all day long until my fingers fall off. But that is my segue into plans for 2024. Man, I'm having some good segues today. So plans. Plans are easy to break when it comes to cross stitch. And I don't know that I've fully like solidified these plans yet, but I do have some things that I would like to try to do and that I've been talking about with some friends. Leanne from Small Town Stitches, Alicia from Adventures of Stitching, and Angie from Angie Slowly Crafts. We have been discussing 2024 plans. Some of us are planners, some of us are not. Some of us like to plan but don't follow through with the plans. I like to think that I try very hard to stick with my plans. Now, that being said, in 2023, my reading goals that I made, like, totally never even happened. I never even started those plans, quite frankly. But I feel like I got a good amount of stuff accomplished in 2023 that were on my plans for stitching, and I would like to keep that going. So, I am going to have a new year, new start this year. I have bought the fabric. This is 25 count Lugana because the pattern that I'm going to be starting is The Library by, I wrote it down, Minnie the Library. The artist, this is by Heaven and Earth Designs, the artist is Auguste Tumouche. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. But, and I'm going to be doing it on 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross. And this was a gift from Alicia for my 40th birthday. So I want to try to get to a start at least on all of my gifted Hades. Hopefully in 2024. That would be nice. I was gifted a lot of Hades for my birthday this year. And also just like randomly, like Leanne just did. And I'll probably get some more in the near future. But yeah, I would like to at least get to all of the ones that I was gifted in 2023 and at least start them. So that means I need to hoof it for finishing things. But I want to start the library, and I'm thinking that I'm going to try a middle start on this, because if you can tell, around her is all just like browns. And I just think in January, I'm going to need some brighter colors. So obviously this woman's dress is very bright blue. So I am going to start, I think, on her dress. That is my plan. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll be fine because I just count and I use Pattern Keeper. So I think as long as I don't get off count, it'll be fine. So we'll see. Everybody else that I ever talk to says that they can't do a center start on Heaven and Earth Designs, but I do center starts on non-full coverage projects all the time. So I don't really see how it's any different. In fact, it would feel like it'd be easier because it is full coverage. So you would constantly be going off another stitch and not just like dead space. So we'll see. I don't know. But then I also want to try to get at least one full coverage finish in 2024. And I know y'all are laughing because, you know, you've seen the sizes of my projects and you think you're just idealistic. But I do have a couple of projects that wouldn't require a large daily stitch count if I just worked daily on them. And I could get at least, you know, very near a finish by the end of the year. So the one that I picked, hold on. So the one that I picked for my focus on a finish in 2024 is Mini Night Cafe by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artist is Leonid Avimov. I always forget his first name. And the reason I picked this one is because even though I've restarted it for the third time this year, I am looking at it as my next oldest whip. Jane Eyre was my oldest whip, you know, prior to finishing it. So this one, because I finished it, it was actually my first full coverage start ever. I think, oh, no, because I had started that one first. But my first Heaven and Earth Designs pattern that I started was Mini Night Cafe, which is why I've had to restart it, because I didn't really know what I was doing when I first finished or started it the first time, and just didn't pick the right fabric, didn't pick the right floss, blah, blah, blah. So, and then after that, I don't know. I don't know why I restarted it the last time. I think I just still wasn't happy with like the density of the stitching I was doing. So anyway, here's where we are on Mini Night Cafe, and I am currently at 2.06%. And as you can see, I have been color completing 310 on page 1 for me anyway, page 1. And I'm enjoying that. But I think I would like to try to focus on a finish for 2024. And as of right now, although I know that's going to change because I don't plan on working on this for the rest of December, as of right now, I would only need to do like 140 stitches a day to get to that finish by the end of next year. So I'm assuming it will be probably around 200 by the end of the year. So, I mean, that's a little much for me for a daily stitch, but it's possible. So I'm loosely going to say I would like to focus on a finish. But at least I want to get close. So this is going to be my daily stitch plans for 2024, which probably means I need to kit it up on my floss cards because I did have a bobbin box of it when I first started it, but that is not portable. So, and plus I do not like bobbins anymore. Ever since I started this new floss away bag storage system, love it. So great. Aside from the fact that it does take up a lot of room in my storage situation. But maybe one day I'll figure out something that's a little bit nicer looking. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that is my main focus for 2024, is to get Mini Night Cafe completed. My friends that I told you about, Leanne, Alicia, and Angie, and I have also decided that we would like to focus on getting a fair amount of our projects to 5% in 2025. So let me see if I can find, because I did put what I have. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 projects, 5 projects, around 5 projects that are not yet to 5% complete. And these are my full coverage projects. So we have created a hashtag if you would like to join us in getting at least one of your full coverage stitches to 5% in the year of 2025 or 2024. Our hashtag is going to be 5% by 25. And I don't know if the idea is to get all of our projects to 5% by 2025, but I am just going to see how many I can get to 5% by that time. I'm going to make a list of where everything is at by the end of December and just plug away at trying to get those projects that I don't plan to finish next year to 5%. I have a couple of projects that are already past 5%. Maybe not by much, but they are. So then my next goal will be another 5%. So we'll see if that's even possible. I don't know. I have a lot of projects. In my mind, I have a lot of projects. But I really only have 10. 10 or 11, I think. And that does not include any new starts in 2024. This is only projects that I am carrying over into 2024. So anything new that I start in 2024, we're not worrying about it getting to 5%. That will be 2025's problem. So we'll see. But yeah, that is my main plans for 2024. Let me see if I have anything else to talk about. Oh yeah, so my monthly rotation that is the part that I am like unsure of how I want it to go. I'm going to have mini night cafe every day, basically. That's going to be my daily stitch goal of probably like 200 stitches is going to be my goal. Um, and then I would like to finish my Bird Crush Club patterns by Lindy Stitches. I was part of the Bird Crush Club in 2022, and I got 4 out of the 12 done. And then just, like I said, full coverage took over my life. And I haven't finished them yet. So I would like to get those done in 2024. So I'm going to try to, so what's that mean? I have 6 left. So I would like to do maybe 1 every 2 months for the remainder of or for 2024, and hopefully have them done by the end of the year. Some of them I already have fabric for, some of them I don't. So we'll just plug away at them and hopefully get them done. Because I have a place where I would like to display them. So yeah, and I've already like started finishing them. So I know what I want to do. I just need to get the stitches done. And then I also want to continue with my religious smalls for my stitching prayer journal that at this point only has 1 project in it, and I kind of cut it too close to the stitching because it's a little bit, it's not ruined because it's in a plastic sleeve, but I'm mad at myself about it, so I think that kind of like ruined my momentum for the project. But I'm still going to work on that. So yeah, I have a small non-full coverage projects I want to work on in the month of, or in the year of 2024. But yeah, of course, it's probably going to be mainly consumed by full coverage. So, and I don't know if I'm going to do like I have been doing the last couple of months of the year, and like just having my focus project and then 1 other focus full coverage project for the month, or if I'm going to go back to my rotating through giving a project 5 days and working on it that way. I may do that just so that I'm making sure that I touch all my projects, but it'll probably bounce back and forth as I'm get bored with things or whatever. But my main thing that I want to stick to stitching on every day is Mini Night Cafe. So, but for the rest of the month, it's going to be Mini Nativity and Sugar Plum Dreams, and a little bit of knitting and a lot of reading. So, all right, we are almost at an hour, and I'm probably going to have to edit it down a little bit because I did have some coughing at the beginning. But I hope everyone is having a great December. If you celebrate, happy Hanukkah, and because that's going on right now, right? And Merry Christmas. And I will probably, well, you'll see me in some Vlogmases, but you may not see me for like any other FlossTubes until January. So, all right, friends, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.